Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Amanda, my channel name is Alba Stitcher, and this is a channel about cross stitch. Today is Wednesday the 9th of March and this is Flosstube number 31. I hope you're all doing well. It's been 3 weeks since I last filmed. It's been a busy 3 weeks. There's been lots happening. The most important thing is that I attended the Scottish Stitching Retreat at the weekend there. I will fill you in on what happened, but it was an absolute fabulous time. I'm so glad I went. I have details of the next one, which is coming up in November. And I've also signed up for another retreat with another group, which I'll tell you about as well. So yeah, I hope everyone is doing well. I've got quite a lot to show you in stitching, and that's purely and simply because it's been 3 weeks. I think I have 6 projects to share. I have a lot of haul. If you remember in my previous video, I hadn't really bought much. It was a combination of waiting for the retreat because we had a pop-up shop from Arts and Designs, and market was coming as well. I don't have any of my market pre-orders, but I have a lot of haul, and I'm a little bit embarrassed, but I'm not embarrassed by it either, because it was all stuff I really wanted. So I don't have any finishes this week. I'm close to finishing a couple, so next video I will have some finishes. But I think what I'll do is I will crack on and show you what I've been stitching, and then I'll tell you about the retreat. I don't really have a life update, with the exception of I've been to the retreat. That was really the highlight of my last 3 weeks. But what I would say is I was exhausted. Yeah, I was exhausted. But anyway, let's talk about stitching, because that's why you're here. The first thing, this is not necessarily in order. The first thing I've been working on is this. Oh, see, car crash already. Is this lovely chart here. And this is by Hands Across the Sea Samplers. It's called The Rose and the Giant Pear. I worked on this just for a couple of days, or evenings really, because it wasn't days. And this is as far as I have gotten. So I have made some progress. Hold please while I find my board to stop you getting lots and lots and lots of shadow. So here you go. And this is how much I've done. So I have a long way still to go. But I managed to finish off that pear. I think there could be the odd stitch that I need to pick up, but I'll have a look at that. And I did get to start on the house. I'm probably going to stop and move and do some of the border. The border's fine, but I'm not a great border stitcher, so if I leave it to the end, I'll just detest it. But yeah, it's coming along really well. It's slightly deceiving. You think, oh, that's not too big. Let me just see. Hang on a second. It's 177 by 65. But yeah, I'm not the quickest stitcher, so it takes me a bit longer. And this is stitched 2/2 on 32 count, and I've got a feeling it's a fibre on the whim, I think. Oh no, it's R&R. Oh no, it's fibre on the whim, and it's affogato. That's the colour of this fabric, and I'm using all DMC. I've not taken the plunge for the silks yet. So yeah, that's my progress so far on the Rose and the Giant Pear. It's a lovely stitch. I actually have another couple of Hands Across the Sea samplers that I bought in the last 3 weeks, which I'll show you. Okay, what else have I been working on? I also worked on this lovely project, which you may remember is the SL Sampler by Lila Studio. I'm stitching this on 32 count Picture This Plus Relic using the called for threads, and I have made, I'll just move this needle, I have made, I would say, quite a bit of progress, because I'm hoping that I will be able to have a finish shortly. So here we go. This is how far I've gotten. Let me see if I move that around. That might give you a better view. And I'm on to the final vase at the end there, and I just have all the kind of, I need to finish off the vase obviously. There's some leaves and there's a couple of stitches that I've missed. I noticed that last night. And there's some final, I think there's a butterfly and a few other kind of edges. But yeah, I've really enjoyed stitching on this. I think it's a combination of the fabric, which I love, and the colours. So that's my progress, almost a finish on Lila's Studio SL Sampler. Absolutely love this one. If you've got it, I would certainly recommend that you stitch it. You will love it. It's yeah, it's great. I've loved stitching on it. So yeah, I'm really pleased with that. And when this finishes, I do have something else already in my sight, my line of sight of what I'm going to start. So yeah, that was my next project I worked on. Now I've already got a mess here. What else? Let me see what's in here. Okay, so the third project that I worked on in the last 3 weeks is this one here. I'll get you the chart so you can see it. And I'm doing this as part of a stitch along with the wonderful Melanie from MelyElly Stitches. You should watch her Flosstube. I'll link it below. And she is the reason I've started this project. She had purchased, I think it was the sewing quilt? I think that's what it's called. Correct me if I'm wrong, Melanie. And this is Halloween in quilt. And I had this, and I had it all kitted up. And the wonderful Audrey, Stitchy Witch 42, she had also finished this, and I had loved her finish. And that's what made me purchase it. And this is my progress. So actually not too shabby, to be honest. That's me got pretty much one block finished. I've still got to do the border on it, and then I'll move on to the next block. But yeah, it's great. It's a real delight to stitch on. The fabric is, because I normally keep the paper, the fabric is Seraphim 32 count old stationery. So yeah, that's my progress on this. This is stitch 2/2 using the called for DMC. And yeah, I'm really pleased with that. I will pick it up again and try and get some more stitches in it and get it finished. But yeah, that's Halloween in Quilt by Cuore e Batticuore. If you would like to join us, there's a hashtag. The hashtag is it? I don't know. I don't know off the top of my head. I will put it in the box below. Yeah, because Melanie came up with a great hashtag for it. But yeah, it would be really good if you've got any of them. I think there are 4 charts in total for the In Quilt series. So if you've got one and you're wanting to join us, that would be great. It'd be fabulous to watch everyone's progress. But that's what I've done so far, and this is Halloween in Quilt. Okay. So that was project number 3. And I've also worked on this project here, and this is by Cottage Garden Samplings, and it's this chart here. You may remember it. I think I started it at the end of last year. My plan is to try and get this finished, and like fully finished for Christmas, so I can give it to my mum. But I did pick it up, worked a little bit on it. This is stitched on 32 count Murky by Picture This Plus, and that's as far as I've gotten. So I've outlined the beard. I've done his little cute little face and hat. There's a lot of stitching in this. It's not a quick stitch. But yeah, I'm quite happy with how it's gone, and I will pick it up in the next kind of couple of weeks and try and get some more of that filling done, I think particularly for his coat here. But yeah, that's my progress on this one, which is called Christmas Eve, and it's stitched 2/2 on this 32 count, and it's using the called for threads, which I believe is a couple of well, DMC, there's lots of DMC, and a couple of Gentle Arts. Yeah. So yeah, a couple of Gentle Arts and DMC. And I'm really happy with that. I'm really happy with how it's coming along. But it is very stitch heavy. And I'm not a big full coverage fan, so it is quite a challenge, but I enjoy it. So that was project number 4. And also, as it's now March, I did have to start my monthly marker, which if anyone's been watching will know that this year I decided to do Prairie Birds from the Prairie Schooler. There's 10 little pillows there. So I'm now on to the 3rd one. I'll tell you a story. So I had looked at the chart, and the last time I did it, I found it really, the colours quite muted, which I liked, but I found it, the one that I chose the last time, as I was stitching it, I was feeling a little bit depressed because there was no colour coming. It was all very much browns and beiges, and so this time I decided, oh right, I'm going to do the one with the bluebirds. So wait, let's see if I can find it. Where is the one with the bluebirds? So this one here, okay, can you see it? Bluebirds. I thought, that's fine, that'll keep me going, nice and kind of brighter. Yeah, well, I'm obviously a bit overly tired somehow, and I ended up starting this one here. So it's the one at the top. And I'm not at any colour yet. I'm all still at the muted colours, but yeah. I mean, I would have to have stitched it anyway, but nevertheless, I was like, oh gosh. And I didn't want to restart. I just went with it. And this is my progress so far. So, and it is actually in the Q-Snap wonky. So, yeah, I don't know. I have no excuses except for the reason I'm very, very tired, and I can just not get things right at times. So yeah, that's where I'm at with this one. I'll finish this one in the next couple of days so that it's done. But yeah, so this is my monthly marker, Prairie Birds, and I have a hashtag. Be good if you can join along, just to see what everyone's doing. There's a few people I think have joined in on it, and it's a year of Prairie Birds. That's the hashtag, and I'll include it below as well so that you can see it. But yeah, these are really enjoyable little stitches, but as I say, the colours really got me last month, and I thought, right, need to make an effort this month to get something a bit brighter, and yet again I didn't choose well. No, I chose well, but I didn't choose the right one when I started. Yeah, I know. What can I do? What can I do? It's just the way it is. So that was really all the projects I was working on, and then I went to this wonderful retreat. So the retreat is organised by a Facebook group, which I will link below, because some people have contacted me asking me, how did I find out about the retreat? Where is it? Blah, blah, blah. So I'll include the link below. But Maggie, who organised it, did a wonderful, wonderful job. It's in a hotel on the other side of Glasgow from me, but the journey was easy enough, and I didn't know what to take to stitch. I did take a small table light, but I didn't take my Lowry, didn't take a table stand. These all might be things I think about in the future. I literally just took 3 projects and I only stitched on one. And the one project that I stitched on is my Carolyn Manning. You may remember this. I started it a little while ago. My Carolyn Manning Thistle, which is a full coverage piece, and it's done on Ada. So I kind of thought, you know, if I'm not taking anything, Ada's probably my best bet, to be honest. Wait a minute, there's a needle here somewhere. And to be fair, I didn't get a whole lot of stitching done, which I think everyone who has ever went to a retreat says the same. I'm impressed by people who just kind of get their head down and get stuff done, but that's not me. And this is what I have gotten. And I can tell you this is the full width of the 2 pages. So there is more pages, but this is 2 pages, and that's also the depth of 2 pages. So I had really not a lot done. In terms of stitching, I managed to fill in all this bit. That's what I got done. So that was from the Friday night, the Saturday, not so much Saturday night, and Sunday morning before I left. So yeah, that's my progress on Carolyn Manning Thistle, and this is stitched using the DMC, and this is 16 count Ada, rustical Ada. So yeah, and it's actually a really great stitch, and it's perfect for a retreat, because if you lose your place or you stop stitching, it's easy to pick up, and if you make a mistake, it's glaringly obvious that you've made a mistake. So yeah, that's my progress on that piece. Yeah. So yeah, that was really, that was good, and it was a good choice, and I think this may well be my retreat piece, because I just really need my light, that's all. So about the retreats, it was absolutely wonderful. It was great to meet people. Some people had contacted me before I went and to say, I'm going to the same retreat as you, looking forward to meeting you, blah blah blah. And that was really good to meet or put faces to names, or people who have messaged me, whether it's on Instagram or on YouTube. It was well organised, I would say. There was a pop-up shop from Arts and Designs, which is an online needlework shop based in Dumfries. They also gave us a goodie bag, which was really good. And then the pop-up shop, we can just wander in and buy things, which is great in theory and an absolute nightmare in reality. And I must thank the ladies that were at the same table as me. So Diane, Maureen and Melanie. They made me feel very welcome. It was my very first retreat, so it was a little bit of unknown. You don't know what you're going to... You just don't know. Okay? You don't know. You get into a room with people you don't know, and yeah. What I did notice is that many people do full coverage. That was a little bit of a surprise for me, because in my world, full coverage is not a big thing for me. Like, I don't really do full coverage. And I know there's YouTubers, I see Flosstubers all the time doing full coverage, but like, I'm really impressed by the dedication of people to do full coverage, and they're not put off by these pieces of fabric which are the size of bed sheets. I'm like, I get overwhelmed by that. So the three ladies at my table were wonderfully warm and generous, and they were great company over the days. And then everyone else who I interacted with at the retreat was also, they were really nice bunch of people. And what I liked about it, and I didn't go with any preconceptions really, although people talk about retreats all the time. Oh, we did this, and then there was this, and then there was that. And I don't know, I'm a bit of a wild horse at times. I kind of like to do my own thing. Well, I do like to do my own thing. So what I liked about that retreat was that it was very relaxed. There was no rules really, we knew when we were going to eat, and the food was great. Yeah, that was a lovely part of it. It wasn't very kind of strict. You need to do this at this time, you need to do that at that time, or we're going to be doing this. It was far more relaxed, and you could almost be like you're just sitting stitching in your own house with some friends. So that I liked that about it. And that was a very good, I think, first experience for me. And there was a few of us there for the first time, which I think we all benefited from the kind of warm, friendly, relaxed atmosphere that was there. So as I say, we got a goodie bag. We had the pop-up shop for Arts and Designs. Then there was obviously the finish table, and I did take some pictures. You may have seen them on Instagram, of the beautiful finishes and really impressive work. And then there was a little bit of a de-stash table for anyone who wanted to de-stash stuff. And then there was people who went swimming. There was some of us, and this is you, Sandy, who got me drunk, who were drinking pink gins, which was good. And yeah, the rooms were fine. The stitching room was fine where we were eating. It was all really good. But it's tiring, and you wouldn't think, oh, sitting around stitching all day is really tiring, but it can be quite tiring. And then there was a lovely point on the Sunday before I left where one of the women who work in the hotel, who I had seen for the whole weekend but never never said anything, never thought anything of it, she came up to me, and it would appear that she had been a student of mine. So anyone who knows me knows that years ago, and it was literally years ago, I was a lecturer before I left to go to the Netherlands. For 16 years, I was a lecturer in Glasgow, and this woman had been a student of mine. So that was really nice. She brought me back to a very happy time in my life. And I did get a bit tearful by it because she was quite complimentary to me. But that was really nice. She had been a student of mine 15 years ago, so that would be not long before I left. And yeah, she was telling me about her family and that. So that was most enjoyable. So yes, retreats. If you get a chance to go on a retreat, I would say sign up, see if it's for you. I can't imagine people who stitch don't like going, but you should go and try, and then, yeah, if it's good, it's good. And if it's not for you, then you maybe find a different one, or maybe retreats are not for you. So, Maggie, who organises the retreat, the next retreat with this group will be on the 4th, 5th and 6th of November. Now, you'll need to join the Facebook group. I will link it below. And yeah, it's quite prolific. They will post when it's open for taking names, and if you get a place, blah, blah, blah. But if you like a smaller retreat, I don't know exactly how many people were there, 30 or 40. It wasn't jam-packed. There was plenty of space. If you like a kind of smaller retreat, then this could be ideal for you, I would think. However, there is another group which I found out about at that weekend, which is called Tartan Retreats, and they're also having a retreat, and it's in October. So I didn't know anything about this group, joined the Facebook group, and I messaged the admin just to see if you get any spaces, and she said, well, actually we're full. And then last night she messaged me to say, I've got a space if you're interested. So I'm also going to that retreat, and it's in October. She is definitely full. I know that much, they're full. So I don't know, I might just put the link for the Facebook group below and you can join that one if you're interested. But yeah, so it could be that in 2022 I might have 3 retreats to go to, which would be lovely. But yeah, I'll certainly go to the next one for the Scottish Stitching Retreat in November, and now I've signed up for that one in October. So yeah, let's see. That one's a bit further away. It's in Dumfries. So that's about a 2-hour drive for me, but it'll be okay. I'm sure it'll be okay. So, pop-up shop. Pop-up shop, I restricted. I only went twice. We had a kind of running joke at the table for the number of people who were going, or the number of trips to the shop. I only went twice, but I could have easily went another 4 or 5 times. But I was trying to be good. Only because I've pre-ordered a whole lot of Nashville releases from Sue at Peakside, so I was trying to be good, genuinely. It'll not look like that when I show you what I bought. So, what was it that I bought? I went looking for one Nora Corbett, and they didn't have it, but I could have ordered it, and I ended up buying this one here. So this is Bluebell by Nora Corbett, and I also picked up the bead pack when I was there. And I should have just picked up the threads. I don't know why I didn't. I don't know. My head was probably all over the place. So I got that one. I also bought this one from Barbara Anna, which is Witchy Dreams. It's really cute. I also bought this one here by Twin Peak Primitives. I do like an owl. I'm quite tempted to start that one. I also bought this one by Cottage Garden Samplings, which is the raccoon, and I really like the raccoon for some reason. I don't know why. I bought the fox, and that's the raccoon. I think actually it's the tails. I think that's what it is that I like about them. But I picked up that one, and then I also picked up this one here, which is So Blessed. And I just really like that one. I feel as if 2022 has been well, it's not been a perfect year, but it's been pretty good. Better than 2021 for me, that's for sure. So that was what I bought in the shop from Arts and Designs. But since I come back, I also bought something else because they didn't have it. But I checked and they had it online, and it was this chart here, which is Hands Across the Sea, and it's Mary Snow. Let me just get it really close so you can see the detail in it. I love it, and I don't know if I love it because it's the red and the green, which is similar to the Lila Studio SL sampler, which I love as well. But yeah, I bought that one. This one's a little bit bigger. Let me see if I can find it. It's 210 by 167. But I've seen it stitched so many times. Actually, not so many times, but I've seen it on Instagram quite a few times, and I just think, yeah, I really like that one. So I bought that one. But in the previous kind of couple of weeks, I've bought some other stuff, as I do. And I bought this one here, which is the one that I mentioned, I think, in my last video, which is the Mrs. Campbell, who's based in Oban. That one. It's lovely. I've actually bought the DMCs. I'm not doing it in... there's a rogue thread in there for a different project. But yeah, I bought the DMCs for that one already. But I might start Mary Snow next. I really like that one. So yeah, I don't know. So yeah, so that was that one, Mrs. Campbell. And then I also bought, in the last 2 weeks, I received my winter berries, which, if you remember, I had already bought the summer, spring, autumn, and then finally the winter berries came in. And I got these from 123 Stitch. It was impossible for me to get them from here. I got the other ones from Peakside, I'm sure, but the winter berries I couldn't get, so eventually I ordered them from 123 Stitch, and they took ages. But that's me got them. And I also ordered this one. I don't have a lot of Little Dove designs, but I saw someone do this on Instagram, and she had done them as separate pillows, and I really liked them. And what she had done was to use different fabrics, so it wasn't all done in the same fabric, but she'd used not kind of traditional colours, but quite vibrant colours, and they looked fabulous. So I saw this and I thought, I'm going to order it. That might be maybe a future monthly marker. I'm not really sure. But yeah, Little Dove Designs. And her charts, I don't know if I've got other ones from her, but her charts are very, like they come in this little folder, and they're loose leaf. You know, I don't want to show you the chart, but yeah, so that one. And then I also got my Fabric of the Month from Sparklies, which I absolutely love. It's a great colour. That's pretty accurate to what it looks like to me. It is a mottled peach, and it looks fabulous. What I must say, what was great about the retreat, I'll just reverse now and go back to talk about the retreat, was to see people's fabric choices. And there was one woman, and she was doing a Bella Filipina. In fact, a couple of people bought it. I don't have it. And she had chosen a fabric. It's not this colour, but it was kind of like pinks and oranges, a mottled fabric, and the design looked beautiful. It looked absolutely beautiful. So that was really good to see people's fabric choices. And it was nice because I'll go back to the people who do the full coverage. Literally, this woman, she was doing the 13 Doctor Who's, and she did lots of black, lots of dark, but her fabric was like just rolled and rolled and rolled and rolled. And I was thinking, oh my goodness. And then Melanie, who was at the table, that was Diane, and Melanie, who was at the table, she had this full coverage piece that she works on, and she's been working on it for years, which you would understand if you saw it. And she lifted the fabric, and I'm sure it was like the full height of her. It was huge. And she had really bravely, she'd gone all the way down to the bottom so you could see the whole height of it. Fabulous. So that was good, and it has made me tempted, because I have been tempted several times for full coverage. I don't know if I've got the staying power to keep on a project for 7 or however many years. I also met a few monogamous stitchers, which again surprises me, because I'm a little bit like a, I don't know, project butterfly. I kind of fly around, not really sure what I want to stitch on, and just now I just found a random needle and thread. So yeah, that's what I do. I just kind of float around on what am I going to stitch on today. No real structure, no real rota. You know, people all have these kind of real ways of working. I don't do that. I just stitch on what I want. But if I'm close to a finish, I might stitch with it. I might just stick with that project till I'm finished. So, I think the only other thing I need to mention is to thank people who have bought me a coffee in the last 3 weeks. And I have a coffee link there. Nobody needs to buy me a coffee. You don't have to. The link is purely there because I don't monetize my channel. And if people do, that's also their prerogative. It's nothing to do with me, what people do. But nobody has to buy me a coffee, but the link is there if people want it. And I'm only mentioning it. Alison, I'm only mentioning it once and that's it. I will move on. So I think that's all. This was actually quite short. I thought I might talk for longer. Probably after a long work day. I don't really want to talk longer, but that's really what I've been up to in the last 3 weeks. It's been a great 3 weeks. It's going to the retreat has been a real highlight for me. And I don't really have an update for my dad. My dad's away to the hospital today to do more tests. They think they know what it is, but he's now seen 2 different consultants till we get it all ironed out exactly what it is. And maybe today we'll get a kind of positive, kind of definitive, sorry, it's not a definitive answer as to what the problems are. And I think that's it. I don't really want to talk about what's happening in the world at the moment. I will leave a few links to humanitarian aid that's going around. I know some people have bought some charts from Ukrainian designers, but there's alternative ways to support the people in the Ukraine. So I'll leave a few links of stuff that I've been involved in. Maybe people want to help there as well. And yeah. I'll speak to you all in 2 weeks' time. I will come back in 2 weeks for my regular update, and hopefully I'll have some finishes. And yeah, I hope you're all well, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.